Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. I am making this video after having quite a number of conversations over the past probably 12 months. And it's talking about quite an interesting subject for the agency space, which is if you're a marketing agency and you want to start to focus on a specific niche that you want to target and you've never really been niche specific in the past, how do you pick that niche? And why is picking a niche to go after when you're doing outbound campaigns absolutely vital? Okay. Every day I talk to between 2 to 5 agencies, marketing agencies out there. And often many marketing agencies that I talk to, they are essentially working with any business that will pay them money. And that's because most of the business that they've generated in the past comes to them organically through word of mouth or through referrals. And that's absolutely fantastic because those leads come to you for free, those opportunities come to you for free off the back of the good work that you've done in the past, and sort of those waves of organic demand come back to you based off all the good stuff you've done in the past. The problem, however, though, is that demand comes off the back of something that you cannot really control. It comes when it comes, and if it doesn't come, that's not necessarily the nicest thing. And so I talk to a lot of marketing agencies that want to grow their agency actively, and so they want to do some outbound marketing campaigns, which makes a lot of sense. The problem, though, the first thing they need to overcome is they need to get very clear on who they want to start to run outbound campaigns to. And in order to figure out who you want to target, generally you have to pick a niche or an industry that you want to target your outbound campaigns to. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how do you actually pick the niche that you want to target, and how do you make sure that you pick a niche that you are most likely going to succeed in. Because when it comes to selling marketing services, there is a lot of sort of trauma out in the marketplace. If you're selling marketing services to local business, often you will hear, if you are in this space, that you're talking to a prospect and they've been burnt in the past, and they bring a lot of that pre-past sort of trauma that has been built up over the years to the sales call that they have with you or the agency that they're speaking to, and that they come to you very sort of skeptical and sort of burnt. And so they apply a lot of that fear or skepticism to what you offer, okay? And this is a factor that we need to take into consideration when we're picking a niche to run effective outbound campaigns too. Because when you have an effective outbound campaign, it's absolutely awesome because you have an action that you can control, which is sending emails or doing cold calls or whatever it may be. And as a result of that action that you control, you actually generate business. So you now switch the dynamic of having to wait for business to come to you to being able to throttle your own growth, which is sort of that creme de la creme situation that you want to get to. But this brings us to the question, what makes a really good niche to target if you're a marketing agency and you want to focus on a specific niche? So I say there's 3 main areas you want to consider when you're considering what niche to pick, okay? Firstly, you want to make sure you're going after a niche that has a large enough total addressable market. A total addressable market is the number of businesses within the market that you're reaching out to, or the industry or the niche, okay? So for example, if you want to work with metal fabrication companies, I know off the top of my head there's about 20,000 metal fabrication companies in the United States. So that's really a good niche to be focusing on. You also want to be considering what knowledge do you have about the market. Have you worked in that industry before? Have you worked with a lot of clients in that particular industry? Hence, you have a really good understanding of their problems and common sort of results that they're looking for. Because the better you understand a market, the easier it's going to be to craft outbound campaigns that convert well. Main reason is you can speak their language and you really truly understand what it is that niche or industry is looking for. So you can write better cold emails, or you can build a better script if you're going to be doing cold calling. But for the sake of sending cold emails, picking a niche that you have a good understanding in is going to be one of the main factors that you should be considering when picking a niche. And sort of piggybacking off that second point to the third point, if you have a good understanding of that niche, possibly you're going to have case studies and video testimonials of other customers that you've helped in the past, which are within that niche, okay? And that case study or testimonials that you have is going to be a really good asset that you can leverage in your outbound campaigns, okay? Video testimonials of clients that you've helped in the past that are saying really good things about what you've helped them achieve before working with you and then after working with you is absolute gold, especially when you're building an outbound funnel, because you can use it in your email copy, you can use it in your reminder sequences for your discovery calls, you can use it in your demo presentations to pitch the product that you're selling, and it's going to improve the close rate, improve the show rate that you have to your sales meetings, but it will also improve your reply rate that you generate, because you can have a landing page with video testimonials on it, and you can link to that landing page when you're doing cold emails. And so it's going to essentially improve every part of the outbound funnel that you have. Okay, and this is really why it's super important to pick a niche very wisely. Okay, start off with making sure there's enough businesses out there. 20,000 is a really good number, because if you're sending cold emails, you might want to send between 2,000 to 5,000 cold emails a month, okay, to businesses. And so you need to make sure that you have enough months of doing consistent outreach that you're not going to exhaust the market. You can probably hit the same business 2 or 3 times a year, I would say. And with a 20,000 total addressable market size, generally that's quite safe. Now, there's also going to be markets out there which are very heavily hit. Some examples are going to be HVAC, roofing, right? These types of home services that a lot of marketing agencies are going after because they're high ticket and they're sort of perceived to be really good niches. The problem is, if you go into these markets and you are not an absolute authority in that market, you're going to be not looking that good. If you're reaching out to a business and then another agency is reaching out to that same business and they just have a lot more credibility behind them in terms of case studies, testimonials, and rapport in the marketplace, you're just going to be entering a market in which you are not the biggest fish, okay, in the pond. And that's not necessarily a good thing, especially if you're just starting to explore a new market or niche to go after. So what we recommend is going after what we call a layered down niche, okay? A layered down niche is best described as, for example, you might think, hey, I want to target manufacturing businesses. Cool, very large total addressable market. Problem is, lots of people are targeting manufacturing businesses and it's not super clearly defined. When you pick a layered down niche, you're sort of looking at a sub niche under the larger umbrella of manufacturing business, which, for example, could be a metal fabrication company. There is about 20,000 metal fabrication companies in the US, and they are sort of like a sub niche underneath manufacturing, okay? When you get granular on your sub niche or your layered down niche, you can then write better copy and you can get more granular with like the testimonials and case studies that you generate, and hence you're just being a little bit more sniper with the market you're going after. So those are really the key things to consider when you're trying to pick a niche to build an effective outbound campaign, okay? Pick a niche that has a good total addressable market size, not too big, not too small, and also is not too saturated. Pick a niche that you also understand deeply. The deeper you understand the niche, the better you're going to be able to empathize and ask really compelling questions in your sales process when talking to that niche or prospects within that niche. And also, one other thing that you should consider is going after a niche that you have existing case studies or video testimonials within, or if you already have clients within that niche, case studies or video testimonials that you could easily get by just reaching out to your current clients and asking for a video testimonial, okay? These are the main reasons as to why going after a specific niche is going to be vital if you want to succeed in building an outbound campaign to sell your agency services, okay? As opposed to just targeting small businesses or startups or businesses with 10 plus employees. These are all far too loosely defined, and you will not be able to build an effective outbound campaign by using like the spray and pray approach. Those days are gone. The days of being very granular and sniper about who you're going after is where we're at right now. And these are some of the factors that you will need to consider when you want to be very clear and build very clear about what you're going to need to do to succeed. Okay. So this is just a timely video. I'm just sort of making this off the back of a conversation I've just had with a prospect agency that works with a lot of different niches, and they need to start to figure out where they want to focus. Okay, hopefully that video makes sense. If you guys have any questions or any thoughts or feedback, yeah, maybe comment below. If there's anyone watching, cool. If there's no one watching, well, I'll keep making videos anyway. So thanks for your time. Cheers, guys.